Greetings, how weird is this, doing a pre-recorded video, but if you're watching, thank you very much. Now this is my first one to sort of give you a bit of an insight as to how it's been going, my social media detox. Considering I run my business online, the fact I'm not going on social media for 2 months seems utter madness, but there's a reason for it. As you'll have seen in my other posts, I was just starting to scroll more, and it was just affecting my mind, and I was aware I was wasting so much time doing it, and it's a real common problem. And it was only listening to Joe Wigg's podcast with Catherine Price, so do check it out because it's brilliant, but it's something actually Joe said in it, and he runs all his business online, and he admitted that it is a big pull, and actually only 20% of his scrolling and phone time is probably necessary for running the business. And that just hit me like a branch falling off a tree, because I happened to be walking in the woods at the time. And I just thought, oh my God, if I own my own bollocky bullshit, which is what I'd like to tell other people to do, is right. You know, that's if I really look at my time. Obviously I do loads on Facebook and Instagram and emails and DMs and all that, and creating content, and it all takes time, which I absolutely love. But what I don't love is when I've done that content, then I stay on my phone and scroll and scroll. And what's damaging, and I think a lot of us aren't aware of this, we choose not to be aware for whatever reason, is what we think is 5 minutes, feels like a 5-minute scroll, is actually 25 minutes. And I was doing that several times a day. And I come away sometimes feeling shit, feeling demotivated, feeling just fed up really. And I just don't want to spend my life scrolling. And don't get me wrong, I love social media. I just think it's brilliant. I mean, it's massively helped me. I mean, when I did my 1 year no beer experience a few years ago, I was in that group every day, you know, doing videos. And when I did my body coach veggie experience, I was in that group every day, getting energy and inspiration from other people. So it can be used brilliantly. But how much of your social media time literally benefits you? Because what doesn't benefit me is look at me with my little coaster, just happened to be there, is scrolling, doing my work, going, oh yeah, I've done that DM, did a voice note, all that. And that takes ages, but I love it. What I don't like is then when I scroll, oh God, right, yeah, looking at inane stuff that happens to just come on. I don't go searching for stuff. And that's when I think you know that you're scrolling, when you don't go searching for stuff, but you just take on whatever Instagram or Facebook decide to feed you. And it's a nonsense, and some of it can be good. I mean, I'm a sucker for buying something for 29 quid on Instagram if it helps grow my business or helps me feel better about myself. And I've had some great products on there, but I don't pick my phone to go, oh, I'm going to buy something off Instagram. It just shows how addictive it is. But it's when you start scrolling, looking at people you don't know, looking at their seemingly perfect lives and going, oh God, I feel shit. Oh, they've gone on holiday. Oh, she looks great. I know her. Let me click on her profile. Do you know what? It isn't who I thought it was, but look at her mate. Oh, I love that dress. Where's that dress from? She looks great in it. Oh, and look, oh, they've gone on holiday, they've gone skiing and on a holiday. Bloody hell, look at them. They've all got loads of friends. There's like 10 of them round a table, loving life. I just feel shit at home by myself. I can't be arsed going out anywhere because I'm a menopausal mess. Oh, God, I feel shit. Oh, and she's had a book published. Oh, I need to start writing mine again, but will it ever be any good? And oh God, I can't imagine it. And I haven't done it, and I'm shit. Why aren't I writing it? I keep saying I'm going to do it and I don't. Oh my goodness. Oh, do you know what? And I can feel myself going, oh, and that's just the honesty of it, you know. So I don't want it in my life for a while, and so I believe in doing experiments on yourself. Whether it's exercise, whether it's how you eat, whether it's how you behave, you are your own best guinea pig. Rather than see how other people behave to things that you take out of your life, see how you behave. You know, I'm not saying scrolling's bad. If you love getting up in the morning, having a cup of coffee and having a 20-minute scroll and that's your downtime, fill your boots. But let's just be aware of the inane stuff. You know, when you're watching telly and you've got your phone on the sofa next to you, and you might be watching Line of Duty, you know, still never forgiven them for that bad last episode. We'll see what happens. Might be watching I'm watching Bodies at the moment, by the way. I love it on Netflix. It is just brilliant. Just a tip for you. But like, you might be watching it, there's a good bit, and you're watching it intently, oh, this is good. And then it might take a bit of a lull in proceedings. So what do? You pick your phone up, you know, and it's all stuff like that. I mean, I can go to Tesco shopping with my phone. Before I get into Tesco, I'll just sit in the car, just check my comments. If I've done a live video that morning, just answer a few comments and a couple of messages I might have got. Go into Tesco, do my shopping. In the queue, I'll just do while I'm waiting. And then when I come out of Tesco, I'll sit back in the car, and before I do the ignition, I'll just do it again. And then when I get home on the drive, I can be 20 minutes on the drive. That's probably 40 minutes I've wasted. And the reason I say to myself it's all right is because, oh, it's work, and that is work, to be fair, because I'm always wanting to clear the decks. But the fact is, the decks are never clear, and it does then lead to scrolling. You know, I pick my phone up, it's all around you. It's just like an invisible umbilical cord away from you. Now, I'd already started knowing this was a problem before I listened to the podcast from Joe Wicks. And so I'd already put in place things to limit down, so I didn't do that anymore. Very rare, occasionally I did it, you know, I'm not perfect, obviously, but 80% of the time I stopped doing that. I stopped taking my phone to bed a few months ago, probably 4 or 5 times a week, 3 times a week. I just took it up and thought, what the hell, you know, but I'd not scrolled on my phone as soon as I wake up for a long, long time. So I'd already put things in place, yet I still felt really trapped by it, you know. What analogy did you use out of the blue? Like I was sort of wrapped in cling film, you know, and you vacuum packed yourself. I felt like that. I just felt imprisoned, you know. My phone was in there with me. And it's not an addiction to my phone, it's an addiction to the social media, and the need to be validated, and the need to see what other people are doing, and the need to just... And I hated it. And sorry, this video is going to be a bit long because it's a bit of an introduction for people who haven't seen why I've come off social media. I mean, a lot of you probably won't give a shit, and that's all right. I don't mind, you know, but I want to do these vlogs. I'm not uploading them because I'm not going on. So Simon's going to upload them onto Instagram, Facebook and YouTube. And then Vicky, our lovely VA, is going to do any comments. But can I just give you a treat? On Wednesday, I went out walking with Edwina, you know, the other half of Posh and Waffle. I'm Waffle and she's Posh, obviously. She's my posh friend. And we recorded a pre-recorded vlog down on a rock on the shore. And it's a funny one. So I'm going to put those on a Wednesday. I'm going to call it Waffle at 1. These videos will go up. I don't know if they're going to be every day. I don't know if they're going to be twice a week. I'll see how it goes. But on a Wednesday, it'll be Waffle, Posh and Waffle at 1. And I need to give you a bit of a warning. We talk about lady parts. I'll give you a clue. Edwina says, what's a badge? Because I'm talking about bodies on Netflix. And oh, it was so funny. So that's a little treat for you coming on Wednesday. But some people might think, what are you doing, Sally? Because you're supposed to be off social media, and here you are posting. But these are pre-recorded videos. There is no scroll hole on these. Literally, I give them to Simon and he'll put them up. You know, I want to sort of keep connected. I want to document my experience for me as well as for anybody who's interested. I want to continue to just, you know, look, it's empty, I've drunk that. To tell you to do your steps, drink your water and not be shy. You know, so I'll still be getting those in. It's the hot day today and tomorrow, isn't it? Well, especially down south, so drink plenty, more than you normally do. So I'm going to leave you, but I'm going to tell you, I'll probably do another one tomorrow, and I can tell you more what my first week was like. My first week not on social media. I've been on it a couple of times and I'll tell you for why. But let me just tell you how it started. I was supposed to come off social media last Friday. So that's just over a week ago. Last Friday I was supposed to come off. And that was it. And so out of badness, and do you know what, very quickly I realised I was doing, when I used to be on and off diets all my adult life, apart from the last 10 years, when I was off different Slimming World, Weight Watchers, all that lot, when you came off one, you had that window of opportunity, which was like a nirvana for a dieter, serial dieter, is when you thought, sod it, that hasn't worked anymore, it's not working anymore. The fact is that I wasn't doing it anymore. All diets work if you stick to them. Every single one will work. But we don't stick to them, and that's the problem. I don't want to live my life like that. So I saw the light. And anyway, what I felt like I was doing, so when you have that moment of opportunity when you're doing a diet, you come off one, And you maybe have a few days or a week or 2 months where you think, not doing one, I'll look for another. I'll look for another one that works better on the computer, Googling it all. And while you're doing that, it's full permission to eat the contents of Sainsbury's. You just eat whatever. And it's a fake happiness that's created by not being on a diet, but really it ends up you feeling shite because you just eat whatever's in sight with no care. And then the funny thing is, when you do that, you stop wanting to exercise, you stop wanting to go for a walk, you stop wanting to drink your water, all because you're eating loads of crap. And there's something fake freedom like going around the aisles in Tesco, have what you want, I'll have all that chocolate, I'll have Freddo bars, they're 6 for £1, you know, and you eat 4 of them in the car on the way home and put the wrappers in the outdoor bin before you come in and put the other 2 in your pocket and leave that in the garage. So then when you go into the garage for something, you just have another Freddo bar so nobody has to know, so that doesn't count, all that sort of nonsense. Well, do you know what, when I was giving up social media last weekend, it's what it felt like. I was amazed. Like I say, I very rarely take my phone to bed, but Friday night and Friday I spammed you on my stories. It was about 10 minutes worth of stories, which is a lot of stories. Got to about 7 o'clock and I thought, I've not done a garden show around for a while. And I know a lot of you love a garden show around on my Instagram stories, which do post to Facebook as well. And so I thought I'd best do one. So I did all that, I did other things, but I was getting this desperate need to check everything. It was literally like I'd gone mad. Right, I've got to come off tonight, and it's going to be really weird. And I was going, I don't want to do it, but I'm going to do it because I've committed. And so what I did, I took my phone to bed about 9:30. I went up to bed, on it for 2.5 hours, checking, watching stuff, doing stuff, then watching a bit of my iPad, just a clip at a time, then I'll just check Facebook again, I'll check Instagram, I need to message them, did they respond, I did a video, I'll just scroll. And I thought, and this voice was going, Sally, stop it, and it wouldn't. I thought, no, I've got until midnight, scroll, and then I put my phone by my bed, turned the light off, and I thought, right, come on, you can do this. Literally Saturday morning, I usually walk with Posh, but she wasn't walking. So I woke up, and I never do this, I've not done this for a long time, but just out of badness, just on purpose, I grabbed my phone and my little voice went, fuck it, I'm doing it. And I made a decision in my head that I'm not going to post today, but I'm still going to look at comments, because the excuse I came up with is my stories are still live because they last for 24 hours. And what if people DM me, which they did, you know, so I don't want to ignore them. So I thought, that's what I'll do today. I'll just respond to messages and just look at other people's content. So I'd scrolled for about half an hour in bed, thinking, but it was good because I thought this is what I used to do. So I did it and I thought, where's that got me? Nothing. So all day I still had my phone with me. I didn't post any content, but I was still looking at it. Sunday came, it's like this, I'll start the diet on a Monday. It's exactly the same thing, and that's how I know it's a problem, you know, or it was a problem. Monday, you know, and Sunday came, and I just thought, fuck it, I'll start tomorrow. I'll still look at people's content, but I won't do any messages, but I'm just going to scroll and be nosy. And I was doing it all day Sunday, and then Monday came, and that was it, and I've not done it. I have had to go on Instagram twice because I've had a business call with somebody who's doing something. So we've gone on that and looked at it, but not stayed on. I've been on Facebook a couple of times on the Get Over Yourself business page. No, I haven't actually. I've not been on that. I've been on the Samba Espirito page, which is my drumming band that I'm a part of, because I needed to see the details of where the meetup was. First time on the front row last weekend. Woohoo! God, I love drumming with them. It's just brilliant. But I was so nervous about it, but I actually ended up enjoying it. A 3-hour gig, 3-hour parade. Yeah, on my watch, 1,297 calories drumming in the heat. It was just fabulous. And I'm going in my private membership, the Tribe. I'm going in there because I go in there twice a day, and that is on Facebook. It's got its own website, but that's how I engage with my community, and they're a paid community. But I don't scroll in that. I have a separate icon on my phone and my computer where I just go in it, and that hasn't been problematic at all. I go in twice a day, do my stuff, and I come out. So I've done it. I've done it this week. I've had my first, and I intended on starting Monday, Tuesday last week to do these vlogs and to start writing my book again. I'm about a third of the way through my book. And do you know what I was going to do? But very quickly I made the decision that I don't want to do that yet. And that's why I didn't do vlogs last week, because I want to feel the space that I've created, feel the space in my life and in my head and in my being and everywhere. And it was good. And the stuff I noticed, I tell you, I'm going to finish them. This was only going to be a short one, because if you think they're going to be 15 minutes every day, you won't watch them. So one big thing I noticed, because I allowed myself to feel the space, I noticed when I would have ordinarily got on the phone, done a bit of work and started scrolling. And there was a few times when, usually I'm working in the office and I'm like waiting for something to download. As I'm waiting for the download, you see the whirligig button. I go, oh, do you know what, I'll just grab my phone while I'm doing it. Grab my phone, look at any DMs, look at my stories, and then answer those, but then start looking at other people's stories, then start looking at other people's stuff. And then the whirligig would stop, but I was hooked then, and I might do that for another 10. I know it's only 10 minutes, but I could be doing that 15 times a day. You know, another 5 minutes here and there, it all adds up. And then people say I don't have time to do any exercise or go for a walk. It's mad. I think that's why I'm so passionate about the bollocky bullshit. I don't have any time excuse. Some days you don't have time, to be fair, but it's rare. You don't have a lifetime of not having time, but don't get me onto that one yet. What am I on about? I'm getting myself on it, Sally. Just chill out. So, and even something as small as waiting for a web page to open. We're so impatient, aren't we? You go on a web page, you see the blue line going across the top, and if it's not quick, pick my phone up and have another scroll. So I noticed it. I literally went to get my phone this week and I thought, oh, God, I would usually do that then. And I hadn't even realised I was doing it. But because I didn't do it, I noticed the urge and I didn't do it. And I've not done it all week. I've not been on social media when I'm sat in the car. I've not been on the drive doing it. And I honestly think it's going to be life-changing. But these are just my first little sort of awarenesses that I'm having. So I'll continue to share them. And I won't just talk about social media. I'll talk about all sorts. But obviously, I'm just talking at you, really. It's a soz. But usually I like lives. I love live stuff because I love engaging with you in real time. And I'm not going to come on to see your comments. So it is a bit of a worry for me. You might hate these videos. You might think you're cheating, Sally, you're on social media. You're doing me head in with your long videos talking about yourself. Or you might love them. If you do love them, can you please share them? I'd love that. You know, I'd love it if you did, because I will talk about all sorts, not just social media. But I've been blown away because my last 2 emails have been about exactly this challenge, detox challenge. The amount of responses I've had to those emails, it's the biggest ever. The amount of DMs I had before I went off about people are also doing it themselves. You know, and people saying, Sally, you're mad. Why are you telling people who you need to follow you for your business, so to speak, to go off social media? Because I believe you can use social media to your advantage and brilliantly, but unfortunately a lot of us don't. I have no idea if you'll still be here when I come back in September, and I don't know when in September yet. I'm not committing to a date. You might have thought sodden, and some people, I've had an email off one bloke to say he's off to find somebody else. Fair dues, absolutely fair dues. You know, there's no pressure to watch these videos, but I worry it's going to completely fuck up the algorithm, but I'm not bothered because I'm doing it. I'm worried that you won't be here when I get back. And then when I do come back on, Facebook or Instagram won't tell you. And they'll just think, well, who are you? And then you won't know I'm back on. But it is what it is. I'm willing to take that risk because I think it's going to be a brilliant experiment. Far too long. I promise I won't make them this long in the future. But if you do listen to them, you don't have to sit and watch. You can, you know, clean your cutlery drawer while you're doing it. You can go out for a walk while you're doing it. You can sit and have a coffee with your feet up in the sun while you're listening. Do it in the bath. Do it while you're driving. You know, it's not like I'm doing anything. So you can just listen like a podcast. But do look out for Wednesday's episode of Posh and Waffle at 1. It's only 12 minutes long, but it's a funny one. All right, then, that is my first. I hope you like it. You know, you've been so supportive. I can't thank you enough, honestly. But just look at your own habits and where can you cut down. But I'm not going to preach to you because each to our own, isn't it? I might a little bit, but I can't help myself. All right, then, lots of love and have a great day. Enjoy the sunshine. Do your steps, drink your water. Don't be shy. Lots of love. Ta-ta.